In a way, I didn't really look for luge. In fact, it seems like it was the other way around. I was 16 at the time. It was barely over the minimum age to be able to do the sport. This is the local luge, as we call it. This is how we practice over here in the Himalayas. That's our favorite spot right here, the Rohtang Pass Highway. There's no perfect life, but you still put up with it because you're doing it for something you love.
So we have some from the first Olympic game, Nagano. 16-year-old.
That was a very overwhelming experience for me, to enter that stadium and feel the gaze of the world on you. That's the first time I felt that, okay, I'm not doing this for myself. I have a responsibility here. After that, I competed in Salt Lake City in 2002. 2006, I competed in Torino. In 2010, I went to Vancouver and it was the 2014 Sochi Games. And now I'm trying to qualify and compete in Pyeongchang. My first games was in '98, and I still haven't received a single rupee from the Sports Federation. And all the sports associations, they are based in Delhi, in the plains, where people have no idea even what snow is.
So these are the two magazines. I work for Sports Illustrated, the India edition. We have written about him, Shiva, for quite a long time. I mean, we call him one in a billion, and actually he is in the truest sense of the word. India's got about 10 medals in winter sports, and all 10 belong to him. And he chose to compete under the Indian flag despite knowing the problems that he had to deal with.
The development of winter sports has been much slower than what I originally expected. My wife, Namita, she was so supportive. She said, let's make this happen together. She quit her job and we started going out, approaching companies.
It became a shared dream that I was pushing him and he was doing what he loves doing.
We approached, I think, 100 companies before the first one said yes.
I've always believed in him. I still do.
There's my old homemade sled. This is me and Jan, my friend from France. We made this together. This is like all hand-laid fiberglass. I remember before the Torino Olympics, I was trying to spray paint it just before the games. Did a terrible job of it. But eventually it ended up all right. For one of the games, I actually had to do an online crowdfunding campaign to fund my training. And we said whoever's going to support me, we're going to put their names on my suit. So I had a suit with tens of thousands of names on it. That felt great. I felt that there are so many people who actually support me. I didn't realize it, and so I felt that I belonged to something bigger. When it was just me and Namita, we were carefree. We were traveling the world. It was, even though there were a lot of hardships, we did what we loved. So there were never any complaints. Now things are a little more complicated because I have a daughter.
Amna, come, let's go get the eggs. Come, let's go get the eggs quickly. Let's go.
I'm going to be away for 5-6 months. Maybe I'll see them just for 2 or 3 days during this entire period. So that is something that that pains me a lot. But also now I know that I'm not just competing for myself. There's also my daughter, so I want her to, you know, I want her to look back and say, okay, my dad did this, you know, and maybe she can be proud of it and she can get some inspiration from it. So the reason that I'm doing the sport is slightly changing.
Okay?
Thank you, Malai.
Thank you, Malai. Thank you, Tandoori.
Shiva is a fantastic father. For him, his family is important, you know. So it gives me a lot of confidence when I know that I'm important to him as a wife and a mother of his child, and that our daughter is important to him as well, very important. And everything he does is, I know he's thinking of his family. We know this is the last Olympics, possibly the last Olympics. So we know we have to walk through this as well, and this will be over as well. But I am trying to tell him that live each moment and enjoy it, and we'll be here waiting for you. We'll be at the finish line cheering for you.
Good luck.
Again with our men's cup race here in snowy Lake Placid. Chivas Nations Cup race. Chivas stand by.
That was a bad run. Horrible run. Not enough edge. Too cold. I wanted to give this track a last personal best. It wasn't to be today. Luck was not on my side.
India, represented by Shiva Keshavan. Keshavan is appearing at an incredible 6th Winter Olympics. His record goes back to his first games in 1998 in Nagano when he was just 16 years old.
He has no big support by sponsor from federation, so we are the only support for him. So we go anywhere he races.
Everyone together, they feel it really a lot. So there's this bonding, and it's something which everyone will want to do till the end. So we'll follow him forever.
Yeah, my daughter is going to be here to watch. So a lot of my friends and family, they never saw me slide, saw me compete. So it'll be a good group out here. And it'll be nice to perform for them, you know. Yeah, the last training run. And now it's just 4 more runs. 4 more runs for me, that's it. I think I've, done my thing. Maybe I have another role to play in Luge as a coach, get some kids, let them go further.
And I hope that my journey can be an example for many, many other people. I never went on the beaten path. I just went on what I thought was good for somebody born and brought up in my circumstances.
At his 6th Olympic Games, growing up in the Himalayas, he made sleds out of wood with bearings for wheels.
The Olympics have given me a very deep perspective of life, and the Olympics really brings this out. Every story, which is so special.
I was the first person in my country to do this. And now I can be the person to steer the future generations of my country on a certain path. My journey is just the first step in a long, long road for Indian sports. Everybody thinks that they have to give you advice, but you know what you want. And you have to follow your own convictions, which is why it's important to be true to yourself. And I think that's one great thing that sport and the Olympic Games has taught me. If what you're going for, if what you want is important enough to you, it'll be worth making those sacrifices. The journey and the battle is always against yourself. It's never against anybody else.